Natalia looked at her husband and couldn't understand when he had become this man. Or maybe he had always been this way, and she had just never wanted to see it. "Stas," she said calmly, "if we're buying this apartment, we're putting it in both our names. If not, I'm taking my money back." He sighed like she was being difficult on purpose. "Why are you being so greedy all of a sudden?" he said. "What difference does it make whose name is on the apartment? We're a family." Natalia looked at him for a long moment. "Exactly," she said. "We are a family. So why does it have to be only in your name?" He shifted in his chair, annoyed. "Because I'm the man," he said. "The man is the head of the house." She almost smiled, but there was no joy in it. "We sold my grandmother's apartment," she said quietly. "Most of the money is mine. We've both been saving for years. So we either put it in both our names, or we don't buy it at all." He didn't expect that. For 10 years, Natalia had agreed with everything he said. She never argued, never demanded, never raised her voice. And now, suddenly, she was talking about rights, about fairness, about money. He didn't like it. He really didn't like it. "It's more expensive to register it in both names," he said quickly. "We'll have to save more. We'll have to cut expenses." Natalia shrugged. "That's fine," she said. "You just won't drink beer every night for a few months." He stared at her like she had slapped him. He was sure this was her friend Lena's influence. He had never liked Lena. She looked at him like she could see straight through him. And maybe she could. But Stas wanted that apartment. Big windows, good neighborhood, new building. And most importantly, he wanted it in his name. He just needed Natalia to go back to being quiet again. Natalia, however, had already started seeing things differently. She saw how he came home late, how he hid his phone, how he stopped looking at her the way he used to. She felt it before she understood it. And one evening she asked her friend Lena, "Lena, what if he leaves me? How do I even live after that?" Lena snorted. "First of all, you start living, not existing like you do now," she said. "You work 2 jobs. You earn more than he does. You cook like a restaurant chef. Your house is spotless. When was the last time he bought you flowers?" "Flowers are a waste of money," Natalia said quietly. "We're saving for the apartment." "Flowers are a waste of money," Lena repeated. "But expensive dinners for your dear husband are not. Natasha, wake up. Your husband loves only one person, himself. And if you don't protect yourself, one day he will throw you out and you'll have nowhere to go." That night, Natalia didn't sleep. For the first time in years, she asked herself a question she had been afraid to ask. When did I disappear? They bought the apartment. Beautiful place, big windows, sunny side. New furniture slowly appeared. Natalia took extra shifts, extra work, extra projects, anything to finish the apartment faster. Stas walked around the apartment like a king. "I did good," he said once, standing by the window. "You'd never buy a place like this on your own." She didn't answer, but something inside her went cold that day. A year passed, then 2. One evening after dinner, Stas leaned back in his chair and said casually, "I'm leaving you." Natalia didn't move. I met someone else, he continued. She's young. I want a new life. So you should move out. This apartment is too big for you anyway. She looked at him calmly. I'm not moving out, she said. He laughed. You don't understand. This is my apartment. No, she said quietly. Half of it is mine, and I'm staying. He slammed his hand on the table. You're supposed to listen to your husband. She stood up. I don't have a husband anymore, she said. You can live here if you want. Half the apartment is yours, but I'm not leaving. He looked at her with hatred. You're going to regret this, he said. I'll sell my half to strangers. Then you'll see how you live. She thought he was bluffing. He wasn't. 2 months later, he came back. Well, he said, still not moving out? No. Good, he said and smiled. Because I sold my half. The new owner moves in tomorrow. When he left, Natalia sat down and realized her hands were shaking. For the first time, she was scared. Really scared. 3 days later, she opened the apartment door and smelled fried meat. Someone was in the kitchen. A tall man stood at the stove, holding a salt shaker, looking very serious, as if cooking was a life-or-death situation. He turned around quickly. Oh, you must be Natalia, he said. Hi, I'm sorry I came early. I thought we should have dinner and talk. Your ex-husband said you're not very friendly. She stared at him. He looked familiar. Very familiar. He looked at her carefully, and suddenly his eyes widened. Natalia? Natasha? Is that really you? She felt her throat tighten. Pasha? She whispered. They hadn't seen each other for almost 15 years. He was the boy who had once been in love with her. The boy she had never taken seriously. The boy life had taken somewhere far away. And now he stood in her kitchen, in the apartment her ex-husband had tried to take from her, cooking dinner like it was the most normal thing in the world. She sat down and suddenly started crying, the way she had never cried even when she was a child. Pasha didn't ask stupid questions. He just sat Triadam, poured wine, listened while she told him everything. When she finished, he said only one thing. From today, your life will be different. A week later, they went on vacation, her first vacation in 5 years. When she came back, she looked like a different woman. She smiled again. She laughed again. She lived again. A few months later, Stas saw her in a shopping mall. She was wearing a beautiful coat. She was glowing. And she was pregnant. Next to her stood Pasha. Stas walked toward them with a nasty smile. So, he said, you found yourself a rich guy. Slept with the new owner so he wouldn't kick you out. He never finished the sentence. Pasha hit him so hard, Stas fell to the floor. Listen to me carefully, Pasha said quietly. You will never, in your life, even look in the direction of my wife again. Do you understand? Stas nodded. Then his young girlfriend looked at him, shook her head and said, You're not a man. You're worse than a coward. And you're broke. I'm leaving. She stepped over him and walked away. Stas stayed sitting on the floor. alone. For the first time in his life, he understood what it felt like to lose everything. Sometimes life doesn't punish people immediately, but when it does, it's very precise. And sometimes the person you thought you lost was actually the person who saved you. If this touched you, like the video and subscribe to the channel for new stories.